Hello and welcome to BoomWriter. This screencast is intended to provide you with a quick introduction to BoomWriter and would also like to show you how quickly and easily you can get your students up and collaboratively writing stories. So let's get started. After you log in, you'll come to the dashboard page that you'll see here, and if you'd like, you can upload your school's logo there. You can check your BoomWriter mailbox to see if you have any communications from us in the form of newsletters, or sometimes we give you some site updates and product improvement information and whatnot. Um, but as we continue here, you can see on the students page, these are all the students in the school who are registered or have been registered by their teachers on the site. Let me show you how you can do that. It's really easy. If we want to add a new 6th grade student, I'm going to just go up to this button here and say new student. Here I will put in that student's name, so you can get all your students set up on BoomWriter this way. Let's just imagine this is a new student, Paige Turner, and she is a 6th grader. And then I'm creating her username just with her name, first name underscore last name. It is case sensitive, so her username is Paige_Turner at boomwriter.com. I'm going to check and make sure it's available. Yep, it's available. And then I'm just going to give her Boomer as her password. So to ensure student privacy in terms of their being able to access their own accounts and not having other kids log in, you're going to want to maybe personalize that password. But for the sake of this activity, I'm just going to give her the Boomer password. All right. So as we go down here and we look at all my 6th grade students, there's the new student right there. So there, she's ready to participate. If I go here to the book section, you'll see these are the books that I am currently working on right now with my students. These ones that say in competition, the students are in the midst of writing. The ones that say with editor, the students have submitted their pieces. I need to review their submissions. And then this one, chapter complete, they just finished reviewing the work of some of their peers and voting, and so we'll see what the winning chapter will be for that particular book. So this is how you can see all the books that you'll have running. Story starts. This is where you have access to our first chapters that have been written by professional authors and provide the first part of a story. And these are all very engaging and exciting and interesting and really get the children hooked. And then they just end, and the kids have to write what happens next. So here in the story starts section, you as a teacher can review the story starts. There are you'll see a little synopsis of some of the story starts, or you can click on them if you want to see the entire piece. You can do a search by a name of a story start. You can select by level or by genre. If you work with younger kids, let's say 4th and 5th grade, and you want to go with a basic level fantasy. 4th and 5th grade kids love writing fantasy, as do older kids, of course. Here's a selection of fantasies that would be more geared for kids at the 4th, 5th, 6th grade level, let's say. All right. Before I move on, I want to jump over here to where it says manage your school. This is where you can invite colleagues to also be able to use BoomWriter. So you invite them, and then that invitation allows them to register on the site and begin using BoomWriter as well. Let's go back to the story start section now. I'll show you how to start a book. So let's see, I'm going to read this story start. Click on it. I'm going to read it. See, this looks like a great piece. My kids would love writing what happens next with this story. So I'm going to start a book. Simply click on New Book, and that brings you to this page in the book section where you'll see the title of the book. This is actually the title that will appear on the cover of the book when it's completed, if your kids want to buy a copy of the book, or if you want to get your cash in your token and get a free copy. This is a group book, and as you can also see, we have additional directions over here that can follow you through the process and give you more help. But a group book is if you want to have a selected group of students that you want to work in, let's say a caseload of kids or a class. Only the kids that you select to participate in this group can participate in the book. An open book would be if, let's say, it was going to be a school-wide writing event or a grade-level writing event. Okay. For options, working title, I'm going to change the working title because although the title of the book is Monsters Need Heroes Too, imagine I have a couple of different sections of kids working on the same book, but this is a different section. So I'm just going to call this the 6H Winter Book 3. So that's for this particular group of students. And now I can select my word count for each chapter. So it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to keep it at 500. And now I'm going to set up my group of students that are going to be participating in this particular book. So let's start with my new student page. As you can see, her name comes up. Just click on that and she's in the group. Alf wants to participate. Karaoke. And Ella Vader. So with BoomWriter, you need a minimum of 5 students. So just for the sake of this demonstration, I have 5 students there, okay? And that's going to be my group of kids. You can go up to however many as you'd like participating in the group. Here for duration and chapter count, this just helps you plan your work. So let's say I'm going to do the story start plus 3 additional chapters, 3 competitions. I'm going to give the kids 3 days to write and 2 days to vote. Here, when we say 3 additional chapters, that it's usually suggested that you keep the number of chapters on the lower side. You know, for young kids, 2 or 3 additional chapters. For older kids, maybe 4 or 5. When you start getting up to 8, 10, 12 chapters, those start to get kind of long. So just our from the feedback that we've received, that seems to be work better. Fewer chapters. But again, going back to this, just shows you that this many chapters will take just over a couple of weeks and should be done by this date. So this is not a hard number by any means, because you can change the amount of time that you need for writing and voting, but this will just let you know that it'll take you about this long to conduct this competition. Down here, the guidance notes for this particular story start, they were preloaded by the author. You can include them or you can erase them and put your own in as the teacher. It's up to you. But before every chapter that the kids write, you'll have an opportunity to provide guidance notes. So I'm going to keep these as they are, and I am going to save and start this book. So there we go. It started. And this brings you to your page where you can conduct the competition. So up here you have a progress bar, which just will show you how you're progressing in terms of the writing and the voting, completion of chapters. I gave my kids 3 days to write, but then there's also today was just a partial day, so it's saying 4 days until the end. So today plus the 3 days until the end of the writing part of the competition. If I want to change that, if I change my mind and say, you know what, I want to give them a little bit more time, I can just click on the calendar and update it so they have even more time. Here are my students that I included in my group. Here, nobody submitted anything, but as the students start to submit work, you'll see it here, and you'll actually be able to click on that student's name and see the work that they've submitted. So you can, from the comfort of home or in your classroom, you can go online and check the progress of your students, okay? If you need to add another student, you can do that very easily. You just type in the student's name and you can add students to the list here, just like you had the drop down before, okay? Now, if 5 days ends and the students haven't finished writing, you can actually add on additional days. So you can just click on this and add however much time the kids might need to keep writing. Or if all the kids have submitted their work and you're comfortable with the work they've submitted, you hit the end writing now, and that will close the writing portion of the competition. You'll then look at each student's piece of work and you'll approve it if it's appropriate and ready to go into the voting, or if you want to provide some individualized feedback for a student and maybe ask for some revisions, you can do that right here by clicking on the student, and you can communicate with the students. So it's really easy to do. So I hope that this has been helpful and gives you a sense of how to start a book using BoomWriter, and I sincerely hope that you and your students really enjoy and benefit from BoomWriter. Thanks a lot.